Okay, I think that we have everything set up. Drinks, food, and especially snacks. I even made sure to get all of your favorites because, hey, that's what best friends do. And I can see you already eaten half of them. I've got more downstairs in the snack cupboard. You know where it is. You've been over to my house like a million times. Anyway, now our sleepover can finally begin. So, before we watch a movie and snuggle or something, I mean, hey, if that's what you're up to, that is. You know, just as best friends snuggling. But anyway, what I'm getting at here is, I was wondering if you could help me out with something first. You see, I've been writing this story, right? And I was wondering if you could have sort of give me your feedback, you know? Well, it's still in early stages. It's more of an outline, really. But anyway, I was thinking I could quickly run you through the main points and you could tell me your thoughts. Would that be alright with you? Great! That's great, thank you. I'm glad to hear it. Okay, so where do I begin? Well, first of all, I guess I should give you the main character. So, she is a girl with a hair color just like mine. She lives in a house just like this one. And she has this friend of hers with an eye color just like yours. In fact, that she loves very, very much. Much more than just as a friend. But the friend is very dense and never seems to realize it. In fact, the friend seems to be kind of slow to read between the lines, just in general. Okay. So what do you think of the character so far? Nothing is wrong with her so far, right? Right. Right. Nothing is wrong with her. She didn't do anything wrong. Anyway, so this girl is madly in love with her friend. And I'm talking about 200% crazy, head over heels, absolutely in love. Her friend is making her lose her marbles. I mean, but hey, hopefully that's not the only thing that he'll make her lose. It's really difficult when he is the dense friend. Anyway, so the girl, she's really in love with her friend, but she can't confess. Because what if she gets rejected? She could never take that. It could even ruin their friendship. And that maybe the one real emotionally connection she has, everything that feels so lifeless and fake to her. So she doesn't really have the heart to confess directly. There's too much that she can lose. So she tries to sort of feel things out, if that's what you get what I'm saying. She tries to make little allusions here and there. She tries to test the friend's reaction, seeing if it's okay to confess yet. Sometimes she even flirts in a sort of indirect way, but of course, her friend is hopelessly dense. So this sort of method never really works for her. She even asks us to snuggle a lot, and when she gets to, she always makes these flirty remarks like, "You're so good at snuggling," or "I wish I was the girlfriend of someone who snuggles like you," or something like that. The friend still doesn't get it, of course. The girl does everything. She even makes sure to keep all the friend's favorite snacks in her cupboard. But of course, the significance of this gets unnoticed. Okay, so now what do you think of her so far? Right? So far, so good. She didn't do anything wrong. There's nothing wrong with her to be indirect and test the waters. Nothing wrong with her trying to protect her relationship and happiness. If anything, the friend should have really noticed her feelings, am I right? But I'm still not done. Let me get on with the story. So, the girl just really can't get enough of her friend. She wants to be romantic with him. She wishes they were a couple, and she just can't seize that dream. So she fantasizes a little bit. You know, innocent little fantasies. Everyone has them about their crush, right? So she does too. Innocent little fantasies like holding hands with him, hugging him, getting married with him. But that's still not enough. She just wants to bring the fantasies just a little bit to reality. So she takes a photo she has of him and her together. And then she edits it a bit to make it look like a wedding photo. A wedding dress and all. And it makes her so happy to finally have a bit of reality to her fantasy, you know? Something tangible. She looks at the photo every day, every night, and she makes it her phone background. She frames a copy and even sleeps with it next to her. It's the one thing that gives her a peace of mind when she usually always such an insomniac from not getting her happily ever after. But she can't be satisfied with that. Not just a photo, it's still missing something. Her fantasy just still isn't physical enough. She thinks of all the time that she has snuggled with him and how lovely it would feel like that even when he isn't around to snuggle. So she thinks about her friend's sweater and how if she wore that, it would sort of feel like she's snuggling him. And she needs that. She needs that very much. So one day, when her friend isn't paying attention, she ever so driftily swipes the sweater and replaces it with an identical one. She gets away with it completely and she keeps a straight face the entire day. She smiles to her friend as usual. She laughs with him as usual. He doesn't suspect a thing. And she loves the sweater. She treasures it and cherishes it and goes to sleep wearing it with it every night, pretending it's like her friend all over her. Not just their sweater. I would ask you what you would think about her right now, but I already know the answer. It's fine. She's fine. She didn't do anything wrong. She's just acting out of love. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with loving her friend who has your eye color, who has your hair color, who happens to love the same exact snacks as you. There's nothing wrong with the main character being a little romantic. But it's because she's so romantic that she just can't settle down. She can't be happy with just a sweater. As great as it is, it's still just a sweater, you know? It's not as great as the real thing. And she is just torn apart that she can't spend more time with her friend. Every second. Every second that she is away from him, it's just eating away at her inside little by little all of the time, and she can't take it anymore. She wants to spend every waking second with him. But obviously that's not possible. So she starts to watch that friend. It starts just by watching him from behind the bushes at first, or from behind a car or something. And she wakes up smiling every day, knowing that today she can watch her friend again. Then after a while, she gets an idea. She sets up cameras, very hidden cameras, the kinds that you wouldn't notice. She sets them up all over the place her friend frequents. And of course, she especially makes sure to set them up plenty in his room. So now, she can watch him all of the time. He probably wouldn't let her sleep over every day, right? That would be unreasonable. But now she can watch her friend fall asleep every single day. It's almost like they're a couple. But they're not. They are not a couple. She's a great character, right? You don't have to say anything because I already know. She's fine. She's fine. She didn't do anything wrong. Like I was saying, they're not a couple. And in a way, watching her friend all the time through the camera makes her extremely aware of that. Because she can see all the things her friend does. And that also shows all the attention that he gets from other people. And she just feels so neglected. And when she sees him sharing meals with others, she thinks, that should be me sharing that meal with him. And when she sees him laughing and joking with others, she thinks, that should be me. When she sees him talking to others, and she thinks, that should be me. And when she tries to keep it together, of course she tries, but she never does anything wrong. She tries to bury her feelings deep down within her heart because she doesn't want to hurt all of those people coming in between her and her friend. Even though she might. She doesn't want to be destructive or harmful. Especially not around her sweetheart. But there's no way to keep a burden like that all inside, right? Her jealousy, her resentment towards her feelings of neglect. They all get a bit more heated day by day after inevitably the entire thing boils over. So she invites her friend over to a sleepover, just like this one. And the one thing that she wants more than anything is to just be accepted. But it's so hard to even ask for that. If she tries to be direct, she just stutters like a bumbling idiot. So she confesses about her feelings. She confesses about all the things that she did. But she does it in a very indirect way. She confesses as if it was a character in her story that felt and did all those things and not her. But she's worried. She's still so worried. What if she isn't accepted? What if he tries to run away? So she has a backup plan. She has some rope that she keeps under her bed. It looks just like my bed right there. And she drugged the snacks that her friend ate earlier. You know, the very same snacks that you helped yourself to just now. That way, he can't get away even if he wanted to. But why would he want to? She didn't do anything wrong. Don't you think so too? So, what do you think the friend will do now? Huh? Are you going to leave?